fellow dog people. If you're like me, finding the perfect chew for your puppy is a game changer. It keeps them happy, entertained, and it saves your shoes from being chewed on. Today, I'm sharing my all-time favorite consumable puppy chews, the ones that your puppy will actually be into. Sure, non-consumable chews are great to have around, but if you want to have something that truly entertains your puppy, you're gonna have to find something a bit more palatable. Finding the right chew for your puppy can be helpful in teaching them to relax on the tether, love their crate, or just give them an appropriate outlet for the normal puppy behavior of chewing. So today, I'm gonna be showing you my favorites, the tried and true chewing projects that have worked for me and my clients for the last decade and a half. And if you're new here, hi, I'm Laura from Doggy U. I'm a certified guide dog mobility instructor, service dog trainer, and trick trainer. Now before we get started, a couple things of note. First, be sure that you're accounting for the amount of calories that your dog is consuming through these chewing projects as part of their overall calorie intake for the day. Second, don't just leave your dog with one of these chews before you understand how they're going to actually work through that chewing item. Some dogs inhale different types of chews. I once saw a Labrador swallow a 12-inch bully stick and then throw it up whole.
Oh my god, ew, David!
I do actually have a product that can help remedy that situation, which I will show you later. But the point is, don't just give your dog a chew and just hope that it goes well. You definitely want to supervise, and some chews for your particular dog may be only given under supervision. And finally, all chews or toys or anything that you give your dog has some amount of inherent risk.
Risk. Real risk.
Whether that's that they chew off or bite off too big of a piece of it, or they chew too hard and it chips a tooth. So you're gonna need to figure out with your veterinarian what's right for your dog. Okay, with those warnings out of the way, here's some things that John Denver is chewing on. First is raw, meaty bones. There's a lot of variety to choose from. They generally are good bang for your buck, and they are one of the longer lasting chewing projects. My favorites are cow necks, knuckle bones, and marrow bones. Marrow bones you can get at your local grocery store, and I try to get whatever one has the most leftover meat on the outside because dogs love to shred them. They are high in fat, so you do have to watch that and maybe feed in smaller increments. Then there's cow knuckles and necks. I get my knuckles from Oma's Pride. Cool Whip in particular loves these. As you know, I am a big fan of Oma's Pride, and you can actually get 30% off your first order using code DOGGYU at checkout. That's 30% off knuckle bones, marrow bones, and even some of the dried non-perishable chews that I'm gonna talk about later. I'll be sure to link all of the products that I talk about here down in the description and the comments below. As far as cow necks go, I used to get those from a company called Top Quality Dog Food, but your local raw producer probably has some available as well. All of these chews are frozen until consumed. So if your dog doesn't finish it or you're only giving it to him for 20 minutes or so, make sure that you put it back in the freezer between chewing sessions. Now, I've talked in several of my videos about how much I love stuffed Kongs and Topples as a long-lasting chewing option, so I'm not gonna go over that here. But if this is your first time visiting my channel, you can check out the video in the top corner as well as more info in the description down below. Now let's talk about dried chews. These are the non-perishable ones that you can keep in your closet or even your car if it's not too hot out. But before I get to that, I would love it if you could head on down and boop that like button. Doing so lets me know that you want me to make more videos like this one. The first one that I love is bully sticks. Now, these are the 12-inch ones. You can also get 12-inch ones and cut them into 6-inch ones, which makes them slightly more affordable. But I really love this product for putting bully sticks in. So this one is made by My Woof, and you basically put the bully stick through it and then turn the little handle, and that keeps it in as long as you stick some out one side of it. And that makes it so your dog can't swallow the bully stick whole, which is important because when they do get small, it's best to throw them away so that your dog doesn't try and swallow a big chunk of it all at once. Bully sticks, especially the thicker ones, can be really long lasting, so it makes a really nice chewing option. This one has already been chewed a bit on by John Denver, and you can see, and probably he chewed on it for like half an hour or so, and we've still got plenty of bully stick left. That being said, some puppies won't be interested in bully sticks until they have their full set of adult teeth because the little puppy teeth can't get a ton of purchase on the bully sticks. Next is dried tracheas. These aren't as long lasting as bully sticks, but the puppies seem to really enjoy crunching on them, and they're a great shelf stable option. You can also stuff them with raw and freeze them for an even better treat. Next is dried duck feet. Now these ones are consumed pretty quickly, but they're great for some puppies that aren't really strong chewers. I also like to fill a topple and stick this out to the top of it to add another chewing element to it. They're also great to be left, like, for instance, you're just throwing your dog in the crate for a minute and you want them to have good associations with the crate and you leaving. This will get them, a couple of minutes of chewing and they won't even notice that you left. Now this chew is probably the top favorite for all of my dogs, and this is the Crispy Cod fish skins from Honest Kitchen. I will tell you they are very stinky, but boy will your dog be really excited to chew on these. Specifically get the Crispy Cod fish skin ones because they are thicker, so they last quite a bit longer. Next is a beef cheek roll. Now this is a large, they also make them in smaller ones. These are very long lasting for my personal dogs. They aren't as into them as some of the more consumable stuff, but they will take a while to chew on and give them something, especially like for long road trips. This can be a really great option. And finally, we have the Himalayan Yak Chew. So this is essentially just dried cheese. Now it might be too hard, too stiff for some dogs to chew, but other dogs really, really enjoy them. Now one important trick here is that when it gets small and you want to take it away from your dog so they don't swallow it, you can go ahead and put it in the microwave and it'll poof up and turn into like a really, almost like a giant Cheeto for your dog, and they love them. Now with anything, if we're going to take away something that is partially consumed, we do want to make sure we trade our dog for it or practice taking things away so that they don't become guardy over these really high value items. All right, y'all, hopefully that gives you some ideas for appropriate chewing items that can also help train your dog to settle and relax either in a crate or on a mat nearby. And if you want to learn more about how I teach dogs to settle and be calm, check out my tether video next. You all have an awesome day and happy training.